David?
Wait, hold up.
I can still hear you.
Hello?
As the Wizards prepare to take the court.
So you don't want me to stop.
I'd like to welcome you. Looking at Washington, they took the win in their last game out against the Brooklyn Nets.
And the thing I took away from that one was just how valuable their guys coming off the bench were.
I thought the reserves were the difference in the game, Greg. I mean, a lot of the scoring came from the bench.
So on the floor for Cleveland, Freak in a two-guard. Cole Aldrich is out there with LeBron James. Then there's Irving, and it's Shumpert in at the three.
Good open look, and he splashes home the three.
Cavaliers have gone 6 of 8 in the game so far. A very solid start for them. Freak passes to James, and he goes up strong with one hand and flushes it down.
Man, can you always depend on him or what to lead you to the right place with that pass? Money.
Kicks the wall. It's Beal on the wing. That doesn't go either for Beal. Cleveland leading by 4. Here's Freak, and he was fouled on the way up.
And such a great distributor and decision maker, among the top 10 in assists per game.
And as you said, one of the NBA's most potent scorers, always up to the challenge.
And the Wizards making a change here. Rice is checked in, and Cleveland also making a change. Johnson's checked in. Let's catch up with Doris from the sideline.
Kevin, the Wizards head coach had a couple of moments for me. There are a lot of big names to deal with in this one, but perhaps none bigger than LeBron James. He told me planning for LeBron is a headache because he can do so much on the floor, saying there isn't a hole in his game. The only real way to slow him down is to get him working against himself. Physically, there is no answer for LeBron.
And thank you for that, Doris. Here's Blatch. It's rebounded by Cleveland. They couldn't put the pieces together, losing the last matchup with the Lakers.
Yeah, their defense got sliced and diced in that game. They just weren't closing down on perimeter shooters, not nearly quick enough. And then they gave up their fair share of those point-blank shots on the interior as well.
Something was clearly amiss for them, Greg. I mean, to let an opponent shoot that high a percentage, we got to take a real long look in the mirror after a game like that.
You know what? Very close to a three-point play right there.
Yeah, he almost got that one down. I mean, those are the kind of aggressive plays coaches love to see.
Here's the screen down low. Wall with the steal. And here we go. Washington fast break. Took him no time at all on that one.
Yeah, excellent assist there. Just led him to the perfect spot.
Cleveland leading by 3. Freak kicks to Harris. Freak sets a screen for Harris. In the corner, it's Freak. Once again off the mark by Cleveland. 6-second difference between shot and game clock. Wall against Harris. Here's Neal. Some solid defense from Freak.
Not pretty. You just got to shake off a miss like that.
Comes up empty down low.
And typically he has the touch.
the 2K Sports pregame show.
Ernie Johnson joined by Shaquille O'Neal. Kenny the Jet Smith, thanks for tuning in. You're watching the NBA on 2K Sports. Our game tonight featuring the Cleveland Cavaliers as they go up against the Atlanta Hawks in their house, Phillips Arena. Checking out Atlanta, now this is a grudge match. They lost in the conference finals against this squad last season. It could get chippy. And the topic here prior to tip-off, so many teams in the league going up-tempo these days. Kenny, as a player, did you like that style? I'm assuming you had to love it.
Because the one thing about playing up-tempo, Ernie, it brings you back to the roots of the game, why you started playing. If you ever go to a pickup game, you ever go to a park game, no one's stopping play and calling play.
The Cavaliers are out of Cleveland as they take on their Eastern Conference rival in tonight's contest. The Hawks still playing on their home court in this one. And, of course, Anderson Fair. Since he's out of the picture, the team will have to fill it. The Hawks are the completely new group on the floor. And then for Cleveland, Cole Aldrich. He's checked in for Mozgov. Smith comes in for Tristan Thompson. And Freak subbed in for Iman Shumpert. So on the floor for Cleveland, Freak in at shooting guard. J.R. Smith out there with LeBron James. Then it's Kyrie Irving. And it's Aldrich in at the 5 down low. Wright with a screen on Irving. Now here's Schroeder. A look at his stats. He averages a bit over 8 points a game. Clock at 4. And it's Wright missing.
You know what, though? Sometimes you can be too open. I think it may have surprised him, and that's why he missed.
Aldrich kicks to Freak. Smith outside. There's the screen. And he gets the shot to fall after coming off the pick.
They're really struggling defensively, giving up too many easy buckets.
A great point. Really an embarrassing performance defensively, and the coaching staff can't be happy.
Outside Hardaway. Wright sets a screen. Shoots the 3. Out of bounds. Cleveland will take possession. And why don't we quickly go to the 2K leaderboard and find out which shooting guards have been the hottest at the free throw line this season. .109 left to play here in the first. Now here's Freak, guarded by Hardaway. Freak, rebound Atlanta. Outplayed in the previous game on their schedule, losing to Chicago.
And that was one that just got out of control for them. And when the lead got big, it almost seemed as if they just mailed it in.
Yeah, it appeared to me as well that they kind of gave in. And I understand it's hard to try to come back, but you've got to show more fight than they did.
Schroeder with the ball. He's picked up by Irving, and that one's good. Right.
They really can't allow him too many open looks like that. I mean, that's just inviting trouble.
James dishes to Freak. And that one goes in as he is fouled. It will be 3 points if he converts at the line.
That's right. Oh, this is the kind of start they were hoping for.
Yeah, shots falling, off to a very good start offensively as a result.
Wesley Johnson's checked in for Cleveland. Harris comes in for Irving. They set the pick. Just 1 second between the shot clock and game clock. And the dunk by Wright.
And not known as a rim rattler. I mean, he's usually kind of rooted to the floor, not elevating to the rim.
Well, Greg, with his length, he doesn't have to go far to get to that
point.
rim.
Now, I tell you what, guys, he got it right there without a problem.
And we got a chance to hear from LeBron James about the hard work and preparation he brings into every game. I think you'd have to say the preparation really shows on the court in his play, and rarely does he look surprised out there or caught off guard.
And Kevin, that's really just the mark of a total pro. And I don't think oftentimes the fans appreciate how much goes in terms of preparation. Some guys get it, and some Guys don't, but he's a perfect example of what proper preparation means in terms of preventing a poor performance.
Well, not exactly a close game so far, but as the second quarter starts here, plenty of time for a comeback. And for the Cavaliers, this has been the game they wanted to have.
They've come out the gates here strong and put together just a solid first quarter.
A ton of good looks for him, Greg, on offense, and just quality shots they're getting.
And now let's check out the lineups courtesy of Gatorade, all fueled up and ready to go. Here's the second quarter to play. On the court for Cleveland, Thompson down low with Mozgov. Harris is out there with Freak, and it's Johnson in at the 3 spot. From the sideline, let's catch up with Doris Burke.
Well, Kev, Freak in the last matchup against the Wizards wasn't happy with how he played. He chipped in his share of points, and he also added a few assists as he set up his teammates as well. One thing that's a bit disturbing for him right now is the fact that it's been a string of games like this together. His numbers are down, and we'll see if he can buck the trend in this one, guys.
You're bringing it, Doris. Thank you so much. Thanks for that report. And I know, guys, he was pretty disappointed in that performance.
You know, would have been a lot easier for him to digest if they had somehow managed to win the game. But the disappointment really hits home when you struggle like he did, and that leads directly to a loss.
There's no doubting that. I mean, he's never going to shy away from the responsibility that comes with being a leader.
Shumpert, no good.
You almost have to assume he's going to knock those down when he is that open.
Teague gets to Korver. Back to Teague. Nice ball movement here by Atlanta. Shot clock at 5. Atlanta needs to get off a shot here. And here's Korver from the arc. Another 3 for Atlanta. The Cavaliers leading by 11. And for those of you just joining us, we're almost 2.5 minutes into the second quarter. They get it back, and the foul called on Freak. That's his first foul. And we've reached halftime in this one.
Hi, Kevin.
And as we begin the second, for Cleveland, Wesley Johnson's checked in for LeBron. And Freak subbed in for Kyrie Irving. Teague and Korver are the guards. Splitter is out there with Paul Millsap. And it's Cephalosha in at the small forward. So that's the Hawks 5. Teague, the pass to Splitter. Outside Korver. Teague dishes to Splitter. Unloads from 9. And yep, finally drops after rolling around the rim. Splitter's got 4 points now in the quarter.
You know, it wouldn't be a bad idea to put an extra body on him, get some help when he barrels his way in close. He's such a good finisher. He needs more than one guy to defend him.
From 15 feet away, it's rebounded by Paul Millsap. So for Cleveland, their last game, a win against the Washington Wizards.
The thing I took away from that game was just how dominant they were.
How dominant they were based on the numbers. I mean, they just completely dominated the glass.
And that assist got him a little nod from his teammate after that one.
Now here's Freak. Teague covering. Johnson kicks to Mozgov. Lets it go from 11. Shot is off. And Atlanta will come the other way. Guys, they've been getting it done.
They sure have been. I mean, really looking good and sharp offensively.
They came out with a mission, and they have been tough to stop.
Teague gets to Millsap. And that comes off the assist by Jeff Teague. Now just a 2-point Cavalier lead. And Shumpert penetrating. For Cleveland, they have made their free throws at a pretty good clip. They've hit 8 of 10. That free throw missing. And the Hawks will go for a different look here. Terrell Wright's checked in for Millsap. Hardaway comes in for Cephalosha. Justin Holiday's checked in for Kyle. Also making some changes. Aldridge comes in for Mozgov. And Smith subbed in for Thompson. Smith against Hardaway. And Aldridge sends it back. And they'll keep possession. And that one's good. Schroeder.
And when they desperately needed to get things turned around, they were able to rally and get back into it.
And, Greg, it was really their defense just as much as their offense that served as the real catalyst, and I think it allowed them to put that run together.
Smith against Hardaway. Dishes to Aldridge. And he goes strong with the one-handed jam.
Solid on the one-hand throw down there.
You know, Clark, when it's a tight ball game like this, he's the guy they want with the ball.
Yep.
Yeah, and one reason why I just don't know that I've ever seen him miss a play like that.
James checked in for Iman Shumpert. 1:22 left to play here in the third. Hardaway against Johnson. 5 on the clock. For the tie, and Hardaway Jr. is good for 3. Hardaway has got it all tied up now for the Hawks. Cleveland's gone 3 of 6 tonight when they've let it fly from downtown. Freak passes to James. LeBron is doubled, and a wide open look for Freak. Atlanta with the rebound.
And if the shot's not there, you've got to understand that move the basketball.
Yeah, exactly, and I'm not quite sure what his mindset or what he was thinking there. I mean, that was just a terrible shot.
Johnson, wide open, he fires. Had the space there, but it's offline. And J.R. Smith picks up the foul. That's foul number 2 for him.
And you can see he just didn't get squared up with his feet.
Greg, those are always tough to judge, but I think the official got that one right.
Irving's checked in for Cleveland. To the paint, here's Hardaway, and count it. 2 points with a chance for one more at the free throw line.
Well, they certainly didn't have much of a problem getting the ball into the post that time.
Yeah, and that's important because this game may ultimately come down to which team controls the paint in crunch time.
Guys are looking for a spark here.
Yeah, I mean, a cold stretch offensively. They desperately need a basket.
James kicks to Freak.
Cavaliers foul. LeBron James. That's his first personal foul.
Schroeder. He got it up that time, but it wouldn't fall for.
And now, your Atlanta Hawks cheerleaders.
We've got a great game on our hands as we welcome Hardaway Jr.'s checked in for Atlanta. Justin Holiday comes in for Dennis Schroeder. Then for the Cavaliers, Shumpert is checked in for Smith, and Freak subbed in for Irving. So on the floor for Cleveland, the forwards are LeBron and Thompson. Freak is out there with Iman Shumpert, and it's Mozgov in at the pivot spot, manning the middle. And the foul called on Cole Millsap. That's his 5th foul.
You know, sometimes the intensity of the game can lead to brain-neutral plays like that, guys.
Atlanta making some changes. Splitter is checked in for Hardaway. Tabo Cephalosha subbed in for Justin Holiday. And there's the foul on the shot. He'll go to the line for 2.
Check out the game for Moscow. He's got 8 points and a pair of blocks to go along with those.
And he's been standing tall when they needed.
And guys, what do you think about the hustle stance for the Cavaliers?
Their defense has been outstanding, closing out on shots and blocking a few as well.
You know, adding on to that, we can't fail to mention all the steals they've piled up, too. I mean, that's making a big difference. They've really gotten into them defensively.
And that's how you make a steal count. Turn it into a quick slam at the other end.
It was really a case, it looked like Greg Anthony right there, if I can say so. It was really a case of a great defensive play triggering some instant offense.
Yeah, I remember GA as an irritant, and this guy, much like Greg, creating havoc out there.
And he ends up making the second, and that brings them within 5.
Not nearly as productive a trip to the line as he'd have liked. They need all their free throws to go down at this point.
Freak dishes to James. Here's Freak. That's tipped, but they get it back. Rocket 6. Cleveland needs to get a shot off here. Drills it from outside. And the Cavaliers lead by 8. And now Doris Burke has an update from the sidelines.
I was able to listen in on what Mike Budenholzer had to say to his team. He was riding them pretty hard for the number of silly fouls they've committed in this game. He said, listen, we need to have some defensive discipline. Stop fighting on the shot fakes, stop reaching in, and stop giving them 3 points at the free throw line. We'll see if they'll respond, guys.
And now both teams really in a groove.
This game already, guys, was high scoring, but they've really amped and ramped it up to another level down the stretch.
Elbow shot is on the way. Can't get it to go. So the Hawks will take it the other way. Sefolosha passes to Teague. Buries it. And now they trail by just 4.
There's been a change in this game compared to what we saw in the first half. And he's scoring with a lot of confidence now.
Here's Freak. It's deflected.
And what a tremendous game for Teague. 12 points, and his huge assist tally makes it all the more impressive.
You know what? He's the catalyst. He's the reason why this team plays with such harmony. And if his passing continues, they're going to be.
In a crucial spot, he is always so solid at the line. He rarely wastes those opportunities.
There's 38 seconds left in the fourth quarter. Back to James. The screen from Thompson. Knocked away. And stolen by Splitter.
And it's still within reach.
But they have to be really close to perfect from here on out. I mean, they have to get their offense right on target, right on point immediately.
Korver kicks to Millsap. Can't cash in. And so they choose to intentionally foul.
Yeah, you know what? Smart foul. You got to try and extend the game.
Sure. It's not over. The clock is as much a problem for them as the score is right now, so they got to try to manage it.
So it gets them both, and it's a 4-point ball game.
And you can wrap this one up. Great job to stay cool at the line and finish it off.
6 seconds left in the fourth quarter. So it's a narrow win for the Cavaliers.
LeBron,
The 2K Sports post-game show.
Ernie Johnson here again with Shaquille O'Neal and Kenny Smith with Kyrie Irving. Just a monster first quarter of the game. He came out hot and just never cooled down. That boost he gave his team. And that'll do it for tonight. For Kenny Smith, Shaquille O'Neal, Kevin
It's the 2K Sports pregame show.
Hello and welcome, everybody. Ernie Johnson, Shaquille O'Neal, Kenny the Jet Smith. We're glad to have you with us on 2K Sports. In this game, we'll see the Utah Jazz against the Cleveland Cavaliers. And for Cleveland, it's been a very successful first half of the season for them. When the opportunity to win a ball game has been there for them, they have grabbed it over and over. And the clock ticking down to tip off. Kenny, you won 2 championships, might I remind you, back to back. Explain to us the makeup of a champion.
Well,
and not the makeup you're wearing right now.
I never.
But the makeup of a championship team.
However, number one is the belief. You have to believe and trust in your teammates. Trust is the most important thing. And most people think trust comes from
And it's the Jazz coming in from out of town in this one, an interconference game today. They'll play this one here in Cleveland before the Cavaliers head back on the road. Different look now for Cleveland. Cole Aldrich, he's checked in for Mozgov. Smith comes in for Tristan Thompson. And Freak subbed in for Shumpert. Trevor Booker, he's checked in now for the Jazz. Taking a look at the Jazz. Pairing up in the backcourt, Trey Burke and Alec Burks. Hayward out there with Trevor Booker. And it's Favors in at the center. The Jazz shooting their 5th and 6th free throws of the game. Ties it up, and this next one would give them the lead. Johnson, he's checked in for Irvin. C.J. McCollum, he's checked in for Utah. Exum comes in for Trey Burke.
And you can see that even though he ties the game up, disappointed he couldn't give them the lead. They've been beating them to a lot of those loose balls and rebounds here to start.
Yeah, the half and half balls are going their way, and that's really a function of effort and intensity. You know, the ball doesn't discriminate. Whoever goes and gets it, that's who owns it.
Johnson, good.
There's a chance he could have a big game if they don't D him up more tightly on the perimeter.
Exum kicks to Hayward. Feeds it to Booker. And no good. Trying to use the glass.
Not the best shot right there with a good defender draped all over you.
I agree with you. I mean, not the shot they were hoping for, but he can really cause problems with his defense.
Favors with a screen on Johnson. Exum passes to Favors, and he gets it to go. Favors got 5 points so far.
Just such a good shooter from that range.
And you factor in his height advantage, it's almost unfair.
Freak dishes to LeBron. Here's Aldrich, and it's going to be a goaltending call here, so they'll count the bucket.
He thought he had that one clean, but the ref saw it differently. They'll count the basket.
The Cavaliers making a switch here. Harris is checked in. They set the pick. Pass to Lyles. Tries from 16, and it's Freak with the rebound.
Man, that is a missed opportunity right there.
And he'll be the first to tell you, Greg, that's one he should have knocked down.
And it's Harris off the drive. And it's going to be 2 free throws. Drew contact on the shot.
And really the defense fouling there to prevent the layup, but that's exactly what you need to do.
It is. I mean, no reason to back off and give him the layup. I mean, much better off making him go to the line.
For the Utah Jazz, they come in off a loss to the Grizzlies.
Just looking at the stat sheet, they gave far too many free throws away in that game. Maybe it was the noise in the building or something, but they really looked rattled.
Well, Greg, I don't know if it was the biggest reason for that loss, but all of those misses from the stripe clearly had an impact on that game.
Puts it up from 15, and it's Freak missing.
They've been sensational on the backboard to start this game.
Yeah, sensational is a really good word for it, Greg. They're tearing it up on the glass.
Exum passes to Lyles. 2 on the clock. And the shot counts. He's fouled, and it's a chance for a 3-point play.
How about that one? Able to maintain control and finish the play.
Yeah, we call that playing through the whistle. You know, he didn't give up on it when he heard.
So far, it's been a closely contested game as we get the second quarter up and going. What stands out to you from the Cavaliers in this one?
They seem to be a step slower, and that's one reason why they've been able to own the rebounding edge.
Well, the anticipation's been better. As the ball hits the rim, It's gone right to them. Solid job of them chasing it down and anticipating.
Thompson down low with Mozgov. Freak is out there with Irving, and it's Shumpert in at the small forward. That's the 5 for Cleveland right now.
He is one guy you do not stand in the way of when he decides to attack the rim.
And Thompson kicks to Freak. Back to Thompson. 5 to shoot. Freak sets a screen for Thompson. Cleveland needs to get a shot off here. Shumpert, no good. Utah trailing here. And now Utah, fast break. Lyles passes to Burks. Nailed from three-point land. Burks has got his second basket of the night.
Well, that's a lot of good passing out there. They've really got that ball hopping around.
Yeah, the ball moves a lot faster than any player could ever hope to move, and it also creates a lot of good scoring chances when your passing is this crisp.
Burke with it, now guarded by Shumpert. Stolen by Thompson. Irving drives in. It's good. It's his second basket. He's shooting 2 for 4.
I tell you, he has some impressive moves in his repertoire. That's as good as it gets, but just one of many.
James checks in. And we're through the first half.
Gentlemen, over.
And welcome back. Checked in for Kyrie Irving. Third quarter here, over a minute and a half into it. So on the floor for Utah. Favors and Gobert, the shot-blocking duo inside. Burke's the off guard with Hayward at the 3. And it's Burke in at the point. And that one's good. Freak.
Wow, what a pass there. He made that a very easy basket with that setup.
Burke kicks to Burks. He feeds it to Favors. Uncovered, and he hits the jump shot. Favors got 7 points.
Heads up play there, guys, on the assist and the finish.
On the wing, Shumpert. The 3, and yes, sir, that one drops. And the Cavaliers lead by 8.
The shooting percentage continues to elevate here in the second half.
Well, as a group, they've been harmonic since the break. In sync. Good team basketball resulting in high-quality shots.
And he came off that screen, and the D just didn't get over the top of it.
Yep, weren't there in time enough to challenge Greg, and when that's the case, you can mark those up for him.
Thompson misses.
Usually, if he gets to the rim, he's converting it into points. But the defense stood tall there.
Wow, that's a really smooth finish.
That's why we and they always love seeing him at the end of those breaks. He makes it look fun and easy.
Shumpert dishes to Freak. Favors with the rebound.
And with room like that off the pick, you have got to knock that one down.
Well, you know, they did everything right, Greg. They executed. All you want is a good look at the basket. Sometimes the shots just don't fall.
Burks the pass to Gobert. Just over 3.5 minutes through the third quarter of play now.
Rare you'll see him miss such an open look.
Freak kicks to Mozgov. LeBron against Favors. James. And 2 free throws coming up as he misses that one. Drawing the whistle and a lot of contact there. It's going to be on Rudy Gobert. For Cleveland, they have been shooting right around 75% at the line. 9 of 12 so far.
And they've been ordinary on the season as well. Just about 75% from the line.
Looking at who's out there now for the Cavaliers. Johnson comes in for Tristan Thompson. And J.R. Smith's subbed in for Iman Shumpert. They double in with Freak. Buska is guarded by Johnson. Down to 5 on the shot clock. That's good.
Nice work on the inside. Hard to get that one up and over the big fella.
Well, it's not supposed to be easy down there, and a little artistry on the inside helped him make it happen.
Freak with it. Taking a look at the scoring numbers, right now he averages about 9 points a game. Here's Mozgov. Count it from 12. Mozgov's got 6 points. Jazz trail by 5. And here's McCollum. And right now he's averaging about 7 points a game. From 12 feet out, Mozgov with the block. 43 seconds left in the third quarter of the game. And it's Freak missing. The Jazz have gone just a bit under 50% from the field since halftime. 5 out of 11. McCollum with the ball. Now Smith defending. So the whistle blows on the shot and 2 free throws for the contact right there. For Utah, they have knocked down 5 of their 9 attempts at the stripe tonight. Also making some changes. Thompson, he's checked in for Johnson. James comes in for Harris. And Freak subbed in for Irvin. The forwards are LeBron and Thompson. Freak is out there with Smith. And it's Mozgov in at the center position. That's the 5 for Cleveland right now. Let's look at the energy stats, how the hustle game has been going for the Jazz.
Their defense has been outstanding, closing out on...
And that's a punch to the jaw. This game as tight as it can be, and he pulls something off that we might not even see in the All-Star game, Kevin.
But Clark, I don't know that he planned it out too far in advance. That was one of those things that just happened.
I think it was premeditated.
I really don't. I think that he's one of those guys that just plays off of instinct, and they don't mind him making those kinds of plays. In a close game.
That Kia Slam Cam replay really gave you a good look at the action. Doris Burke.
From three-point territory, he told them to start looking for more high-quality shots inside the paint. We're forcing too many threes, he said. Stop with the bombs and work it inside.
Mon Shumpert's checked in for Cleveland. Nice ball movement by Utah. Gobert dishes to Burks. There's a minute 40 left in the fourth quarter. Excellent D there from Mozgov. For the Cleveland Cavaliers, they won their last contest, that game against the Hawks in Atlanta. The drive by LeBron. And now the fast break Exum with the ball. And that one's good.
And thus far, they've managed to overcome an off game from him offensively.
The Cavaliers trail by 4. On the wing, James. 1:12 left in the fourth quarter. And it's going to be out of bounds. The Jazz will take it.
And really just a lack of awareness on his part. Just no idea he was right near the line.
Knocked loose and stolen by Freak.
Whoa! What a bucket at one of the more crucial moments of the game.
How about the cool, collected way in which he delivered it? Clutch.
Here's Exum. It falls.
That was just a perfect possession, getting it in tight for the high percentage shot.
And turnovers have been the issue for him.
Yeah, it sure has been the case. I mean, turnovers are like missing breakfast. Eventually, it's going to cost you.
Well, I've always thought that it was good to maybe miss a breakfast or two, but that's another story. Anyhow, you can see the coaches have gotten into him a little bit about this. They've got to do a better job of taking care of the ball.
And now they decide to foul intentionally. About 7 seconds separating the shot and game clocks. Good on the first, and that puts them up by 5. Second one is good. Getting both at the line, and it's a 6-point ball game.
And that will add to a healthy lead after that trip to the free throw line.
And now we've got the intentional foul. Gets the first, and that makes it a 7-point lead. And he hits both free throws here. So now it's an 8-point game. Clark, this one just all but in the books.
Yeah, I don't see a comeback at this point, Parker.
Yeah, too many points, not enough time.
Pass to Freak. Goes back up. And a foul on the shot. He'll go to the stripe for 2. It's going to be on Rudy Gobert.
That's his second personal foul.
And the first of two, no good, heartbreaker.
Shooting for Cleveland. Freak! Taking 2 shots.
That's good, going 1 of 2 from the line, and that narrows the gap to 7. And the foul called on Freak. So that will be his second foul of the game. We're in the bonus, and we'll go to the line to shoot 2.
No choice but to foul there, but he's probably the last guy you want to see on the line.
But there was no time really to be selective. Stopping the clock was the priority.
And so it's Utah with the win.
Hi, Kip.
The 2K Sports post-game show.
Hey y'all, Ernie Johnson here along with Kenny Smith and Shaquille O'Neal. Welcome back for the presentation of our Jordan Player of the Game, Gordon Hayward. He made all the key plays every step of the way. They depend on him to deliver these sorts of performances, and he helped carry his team tonight.
In my opinion, his passing is what really drove them to this win. He did it.
And that'll do it for this edition of the NBA on 2K Sports. Hope you enjoyed the show. From myself, Kenny Smith, Shaquille O'Neal, Kevin Harlan, and the entire 2K Sports crew, have a wonderful evening.
It's the 2K Sports pregame show.
This is 2K Sports. I'm Ernie Johnson. Welcome to the NBA. We're joined by the legends, Shaquille O'Neal and Kenny the Jet Smith. Tonight, it'll be the Cleveland Cavaliers going up against the Mavericks in Dallas. For Dallas, they've gone 4-1 over the last 5, playing pretty well, and they're looking to build on that tonight. And you hear Kyrie Irving's name, and you think of a playmaking point guard. But he is as deadly a shooter, Kenny, as anyone in the league from time to time.
I mean, the guy won a three-point contest,
Yeah.
so no surprise there. You know, he's averaged, 2 to 3 three-pointer shots made in the last couple of seasons. Now he's quick to.
It's the Mavericks in Dallas, Texas for a little interconference action here at the American Airlines Center. We're happy to have you with us for 2K Sports midweek presentation of And Freak subbed in for Shumpert. Cavaliers have gotten just 3 of their first 9 shots to go down in this game. And so in the game for the Cavaliers, Freak in at shooting guard. Smith is out there with LeBron James. Then there's Irving. And it's Aldridge in at the center position. Matthews, no one around him. And the 3 ball is good. Matthews has got 9.
They really can't allow him too many open looks like that. I mean, that's just inviting trouble.
Freak kicks to Irving. They set the pick. Passes to James. The dish to Freak. Clock at 6. And the rebound goes to the Mavericks. They put up a nice win against the Bucks the last time out.
And Kevin, you know, they showed how important it is to have a strong bench. I mean, when you are on the road, that depth is vital. I think they really utilized the second unit to extend their offensive assault and just really wore down their opponent.
And guys, I think what you saw from them throughout the game was teamwork. This is a team. Regardless of who was out there on the floor at any given time, they got it done. And that has to make you feel good as a group.
Pachulia, he's checked in for Dallas. They double him with Freak. Here's Barea. No good. And Cleveland will come the other way. This game coming after a loss against the Jazz.
Yeah, it's just hard to make up when you have an inability to make free throws consistently, and that's why they ended up losing.
Yes, sir. I think some doubt started to creep in when they kept missing those foul shots. I mean, you could see them start to shy away from wanting to even go to the line.
And Cleveland making a change here. Harris is checked in from 18 feet away. Nice spin off the left rim and in. 1:14 left to play in the first quarter. Now here's Freak, guarded by Barea. Smith, no good.
I guess even he has to miss one of those once in a while.
The pass to Baker. Wing shot on the way. It's good. Great play set up by Barea. Barea's got 3 assists tonight.
I love the ball movement there. He put that on a silver platter. Just served him up.
Freak dishes to Smith. He kicks to Freak. Harris outside. Aldridge the pass to Smith. Here's Johnson. The shot will not go. And the Mavericks going the other way now. 2-second difference between shot clock and game clock. Lets it fly from 18. And Dallas again with the bucket.
And just a nice bucket there to really just sustain that lead.
Well, a few more possessions like that, and they'll do more than sustain the lead, Greg. I think they'll start to put this thing away by pulling away.
Freak kicks to Johnson. Good on the triple.
And really, how about the quick release on that triple there, because he's given up a lot of height in that matchup.
He got it! Wow. He got it!
My goodness. Unbelievable. Great shot there, Kev.
And Dirk Nowitzki steadily climbing the all-time scoring rankings. He talked about the remarkable journey of his long and illustrious career. Dirk has proven himself through the test. And the Cavaliers will go with a different look here. Cole Aldridge, he's checked in for Mozgov. Johnson comes in for Tristan Thompson. Smith checked in for LeBron. And Freak subbed in for Shumpert. We've got Chandler Parsons. Matthews out there with J.J. Barea. Then there's Myers Leonard. And in at the 5 spot. That's the lineup out there for the Mavericks. And Doris Burke has something for us. Hey, Doris.
Well, Kev, Freak in the last matchup against the Jazz did not have a great showing. He picked up 5 points and a lot of his contribution coming from the charity stripe as he was drawing fouls. One thing that's a bit disturbing for him right now is the fact that it's been a string of games like this together. His numbers are down, and we'll see if he can buck the trend in this one, guys.
Doris, thanks. And we all know he wants to come out here and move on.
Yeah, and what would really help is if he could come out and get off to a good, quick start here tonight.
That would be a huge help. I mean, the faster he can move on and get locked into the present, the better off his team will be.
You know, that's hard to explain that play. I mean, I guess he thought he had more room than he did.
Harris is checked in for Cleveland. Johnson the screen. Freak dishes to Aldridge. Smith on the wing. Shoots. Foul call that time on the way up. That'll give him 2 chances at the free throw line here. We'll get a moment now to view the league's stingiest defenses. In third, the Cavaliers. Fifth, the Mavericks.
Yeah, and these are balanced defensive teams, Kevin. They don't just do it in one particular category. They do it in all defensive categories. The one we're talking about here is points allowed per game, but they're able to do that because they control the pace. They don't let teams do what they want to do. They keep the opponents uncomfortable.
They set the pick. Parsons passes to Matthews. Off target from outside.
It's been a real difficult game for him offensively, and it's cost him.
Matthews with the steal. Here's Barea. Second chance shot. It's rebounded by Cleveland.
I'm a fan of anybody who defends that way. I mean, they weren't about to open the door and just allow him to cruise in for a layup.
Here's Freak. Misses off the left iron. Mavericks trail by 7. Guys are looking for a spark here.
Yeah, I mean, a cold stretch offensively. They desperately need a basket. Well, they're not shooting as many from outside here in the second quarter.
Yeah, they were shooting well early on. I like their spacing. I think they should get back to that.
Good.
And it seemed like they couldn't get anything to fall in that opening quarter, but you can just feel the momentum starting to shift.
Yeah, things are starting to look up. I mean, they're making amends for that slow start, finding a rhythm right now.
Dishes it to Pachulia. Great look, but off the mark.
Yeah, great look, but disappointing with the miss.
Boy, what happened on that one, Greg? I mean, that's almost an automatic shot for him.
Freak kicks to Aldridge. A 3-ball. Smith, no good. And so that's the end of the first half. Cavaliers lead by 7. All right, the second half beginning in just a moment. Look for Dallas. Myers Leonard, he's checked in for Nowitzki. For Parsons, and Barea subbed in for Matthews. Cleveland also making some changes. Smith checked in for Tristan Thompson. And Freak subbed in for Shumpert. So on the floor for Cleveland. Freak, he's in at shooting guard. LeBron James is out there with Smith. Then it's Mozgov, and it's Irving in at the point. Some nice passing here by Dallas. Pass to Williams for the lead. It's good. Great play set up by Barea. Barea's got his 7th assist in the game.
And the execution has just been off defensively here in the second. Play after play, it's almost as if they're a step slow.
The Mavericks leading. It's Williams with the drive. Here's Spates. And so he earns a trip to the line. Officials saw the contact, and he'll shoot 2.
I mean, even from over here, you can see that one pretty clear.
About it, Greg. I mean, a ton of contact and a good call by the officials.
A different look now for Cleveland. Cole Aldridge. He's checked in for Mozgov. And it's Johnson in for Kyrie Irving. There's the pick. Freak kicks to LeBron. Count it. And he'll have a chance for a 3-point play. It's going to be on Maurice Spates.
3 consecutive baskets have come right at the rim. The defense had better start buckling down and tightening up.
Guys, they are getting exposed in terms of their low post defense.
And the Mavericks making a change here. Pachulia's checked in. Tristan Thompson, he's checked in for the Cavaliers. Shot clock at 6. Here's Barea. Crops in the layup for 2. Barea's got his 3rd basket of the night.
Really aggressive play there, taking it to the rack against the big fella.
You know, Greg, aggressiveness is really the only option when you're on the wrong side of the size equation.
Thompson misses.
And you can see the defenders afraid to kind of get in his way a lot of times when he's on his way to the basket. But on that one, they were there.
Knocks it loose. Johnson dishes to Freak. And foul called as he misses. He'll go to the line and shoot 2.
In a moment here now to see the numbers for LeBron James. What a run he's been on over the past few weeks. 4th in scoring and he's in the top 10 in field goal percentage. Really able to power his way to the bucket and finish through contact.
And as you said, one of the NBA's most potent scorers, always up to the challenge.
Dallas has gotten the 3-ball working for them in the second half. They've hit 3 out of 3 shots from long range. There's the pick. Williams against Smith. Nice step back to get it off. 9 points for Darren Williams.
Wow, you don't see him make plays like that very often. That's a nice move there for the basket.
Johnson sets the screen for LeBron. Johnson goes in. Back to James. Count the bucket. LeBron's got 9 points here in the second half.
They're forcing the ball inside, and it's working beautifully.
It really is. 5 out of 6 of their last field goals have come from the paint.
And here's Barea. Second chance shot. And he was fouled in the act of shooting. Chance here now for a 3-point play.
And the defense just gets caught standing around that time and giving up the second chance opportunity.
You know, that just can't happen. They need much more effort than that on the glass.
Welcome back as we get rolling once more. The fourth quarter right ahead in what's been a very well-contested game. Parsons and Dirk are in at the forward spots. Williams is out there with Matthews, and it's Spates in at the pivot spot, manning the middle. That's the lineup out there for the Mavericks. Mavericks leading by 4. Matthews goes in and fouled hard that time. They'll get to the line and shoot 2. And it's going to go on Iman Shumpert.
They got to keep fighting their way to the line, guys. This half, it's been nothing but success for them there.
Yeah, taking full advantage from the charity stripe. They've yet to miss here in the second.
Cavaliers shooting at 44%, pretty reasonable. And play stops. Whistle on what looks to be an illegal screen.
Yeah, you've got to make sure your feet are set when you set those screens, or they're going to call that on you.
Well, I thought maybe he was set. I know that's a difficult call to make, but I think they might have missed that one.
Matthews, no good. The Cavaliers trail by 6. Here's Irving. Matthews with the rebound. Feeds it to Williams. Thompson against Nowitzki. Dallas, no good that time either.
Well, I think the defense got lucky right there. I mean, he's going to make a lot more of those than he misses when he's got that much room.
Irving kicks to Mozgov. Fade away. Bounces high off the rim and drops. Mavericks leading by 4. Parsons outside. Up top, Spates. Over in the corner, Matthews. They get the rebound. Nowitzki's shot is no good.
He is yet to get into the flow of this game. His teammates have done their part, but they need him to pick his game up. Well, one of his issues is he's a player that just does not excel at fighting through contact on his way to the rim.
Great open look there. Matthews has got the lead up to 7 now for the Mavs.
Three-point shot has been a real weapon for them in the second half.
Yeah, they've really done a good job of creating good looks from the outside, and now they've really got it going.
Poked away and stolen by Darren Williams. Wesley Matthews on the wing. And it's good. Assisting on the play was Williams. Williams has got 3 assists tonight. And guys, what do you think about the hustle stats here for the Mavericks?
The activity level defensively, I've really been impressed with. They've been in attack mode on the defensive end.
You know, adding on to that, if you look at their block totals tonight, and you see how feisty they've been on the defensive end this game.
Here's Spates. And no good. Trying to use the glass. Irving kicks to Mozgov. To the right side. Outside Irving. Buries it from 3-point range.
Right now, the defense needs to do a better job of closing out on this guy. He's heating up from outside.
Williams kicks to Parsons. Nowitzki a screen. Parsons against Thompson. Parsons passes to Nowitzki. Baseline J on the way. Again, the Mavericks score.
Guys, that's just really unstoppable. He poses a ton of matchup problems for whomever he's facing.
Outside jumper. Mozgov sets a screen for Shumpert. Layup off the pick. And the layup good by Mozgov. Mozgov's got 4 this quarter. Mavericks leading by 6. Williams dishes to Spates. Back to Williams. Pass to Spates. Misses off the right iron. Cavaliers have gone 3 of 8 here in the 4th quarter. Mozgov sets a screen for Shumpert. He feeds it to Mozgov. Taken away by Williams. And Parsons kicks to Spates. Nowitzki gets a wide open look. Again, the Mavericks score.
And a lot of teams avoid the mid-range jumper, but they seem to be using it well.
I love that mid-range shot, Greg. It's definitely given
You're starting to feel it from the
extra to think about.
Tighten up our pressure on the perimeter.
So a close game sees Dallas taking this one.
Give up the drive. You have to rotate on the weak side to get that.
Dirk.
The 2K Sports postgame show.
Thank you, Kevin. And now let's move on to the presentation of our Jordan Player of the Game, Wesley Matthews. He was the steady and reliable hand throughout the game tonight, stepping into more of a leadership role in this performance tonight.
Just a sensational performance.
And folks, that'll wrap it up for tonight. We hope you enjoyed the game. For Shaquille O'Neal, Kenny the Jet Smith, Kevin Harlan, and the entire 2K Sports crew, I'm Ernie Johnson.